What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, family? Now, listen, family. Have you ever seen me wear this t-shirt? Red or blue? Don't care about you. Well, in today's episode, family, this young lady here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, some of you all may want to, after the government starts back up and after these midterm elections, some people gonna want to name streets after this lady here, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, but you all know how I start off all of my shows. Big shout outs to the newest subscribers. Big shout outs to you all down here in the red. Now listen, family. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She jumped over the fence to help the Republicans. Now check this out. Now here's the thing. She jumped over the fence because she found out that the Republican Party. Have you ever heard your mama say, or one of your friends say, or one of your uncles say, you a cold piece of work? This is what the Republican Party really is. They was actually going to allow the insurance premiums to run up. Now listen, family. You've heard of the Great Depression, right? That's what they was getting ready to push us in. But thank you to the Democrats for holding out. Thank you for Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's a Republican, saying, you know what? Nah. She found out that her family, the insurance on her family was going to go up, right? So she's pushing back. She's like, oh, nah, I ain't with that. So let me roll some of these clips.
Second week of the government shutdown, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is turning out to be a helpful voice for Democrats in their political standoff with Republicans. So here's what's going on. Democrats say they will not vote to reopen the government unless the legislation includes money to extend enhanced Obamacare subsidies. And the Republican Congresswoman from Georgia actually appears to be on their side, tweeting, "Not a single Republican in leadership talked to us about this or has given us a plan to help Americans deal with their health insurance premiums," which drew this response from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
So hold on to your hats. I think this is the first time I said this, but on this issue, Representative Greene said it perfectly. Representative Greene is absolutely right.
Family, when I tell you this young lady here, because she's stepping outside of her ranks as a Republican and siding with the Democrats, our insurance premiums was going to jump 100%. So let's say you're paying $1,000 in 2025. Come January 2026, when it resets, that's two bands. You know, I was talking to one of my buddies today, and I was telling him, you know, one of the things I don't like about politicians, they speak so high. They use big words. They make it sound like everything is okay. But I want to keep this show going. Check out this second part.
Staffing issues continue to disrupt travel across the country. The FAA's website shows ground stops and delays possible today at several of the country's major airports. According to FlightAware, over 3,500 flights were delayed yesterday as air traffic controllers are being forced to work without pay during the government shutdown. The FAA reports major hubs in Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, Dallas, and Houston all have had problems with staffing. There also was a brief ground stop yesterday at Nashville's International Airport, delaying flights there by an average of 2 hours.
As for the shutdown, 8 days in and still no end in sight, Democrats still demand action be taken now on tax credits for Obamacare premiums. Speaking on the Senate floor yesterday, Democratic Senator Patty Murray of Washington outlined the 10 states that will see the highest increases in health insurance premiums if ACA tax credits expire. In the top 5 states, which include West Virginia, Wyoming, Alaska, Tennessee, and Mississippi, premiums will more than quadruple.
Okay, family. Look at these numbers. Now, you may say you're not in any of those states, right? But what they're showing is that all the other states, if it happens in West Virginia, it trickles down to Virginia. That's all I'm going to say about this. I'm going to just keep this show rolling.
Are also expected to more than triple in other states, including Texas, South Carolina, and Alabama. All 10 are considered to be red states. That's perhaps explaining why Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia doubled down yesterday on her break with GOP leadership over health care subsidies amid the government shutdown. Greene slammed her party, claiming Republicans did not have a plan on health care, arguing the GOP should be working to fix the problem now instead of using the issue as political leverage. Greene criticized the GOP's lack of action in an interview yesterday, saying in part, quote, when it comes to the point where families are spending anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month and looking at hikes coming on their insurance premiums, I think that's unforgivable. The far-right congresswoman broke with the party on Monday after posting on social media that her adult children who are covered by the Affordable Care Act will see their premiums double if the issue is not addressed. House Speaker Mike Johnson pushed back yesterday when asked about Greene's remarks regarding the health care issue at the center of the shutdown.
Congresswoman Greene does not serve on the committees of jurisdiction that deal with those specialized issues, and she's probably not read in on some of that because they've still been sort of in their silos of the people who specialize in those issues. When we get the conference back and when everybody's back together, we'll go through a lot of that. I mean, I've spoken personally to a number of members in the last 3 days, Republicans, from the most conservative member to the more moderate member, with their various ideas on that. There's a lot of work that's been done on that. It's implied as if this has been some sort of ignored issue. It's not that at all.
Well, then what is it? Greene fired back, claiming Johnson has not reached out to discuss her concerns. J. Mart, there's an accusation that the Republicans are using this for political leverage. What's the leverage of people having skyrocketing insurance premiums?
Yeah, look,
I don't understand it.
I think they want to fix the issue of the Obamacare premiums. They don't want to do it, though, in a way that is seen as sort of caving to Democratic demands. So there's this standoff, but it's a lot of theater. I think when the government does come back, there's going to be some kind of a fix on those premiums, precisely, Mika, for the reasons that you laid out on the screen, because all those states that are the hardest hit are all red America and all have GOP senators. But what MTG did there was hand the Democrats a gift yesterday. Hand Republicans a gift because it shows the lack of unity in the Republican ranks on the issue, and that obviously is a huge help to Democrats right now. Also, don't forget Trump yesterday saying we're not sure if folks are going to get back pay after all, which is devastating to federal employees who are counting on that back pay.
Unbelievable.
Military
So
too.
a lot of them don't deserve it, he said, federal workers.
Which is totally off message here. So I thought yesterday was to date, one of the best political days for Democrats during the shutdown, because you have MTG breaking ranks on healthcare and then Trump doing his Trump thing, which is totally off.
At this point.
Well, part of this truth decay has become a large component of this conversation. This conversation, this disagreement is not about illegals receiving health care or illegal immigrants, because you have to have a social security number in order to qualify for the ACA subsidies. What Republicans are conflating is Ronald Reagan's law that says if you go to a hospital, you have to be seen by law. Republicans have not rolled back that clause. But let me tell you what this is about. 18.2 million Americans in red states receive those ACA subsidies, 5.8 in blue states. 76% of those who receive those subsidies are in places where Trump won.
But are you excited to see someone like the Congresswoman speak up? Meaning, does that create cracks in a facade that Republicans are trying to maintain?
I brought up those numbers because it proves that this is a bipartisan, nonpartisan conversation. And if you are a working class American in this country paying $350 to $450 a month for your ACA, that's going to go up to about $1,500 to $1,800 a month. So this idea that Republicans have been intentional about defunding healthcare and deprioritizing healthcare is an argument that I think Democrats should continue to elevate. Why? Because it will come back to haunt Republicans in the midterms.
It sounds like it is. Do you get the sense public sentiment is shifting in the attempt to say who owns this?
The shutdown?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, ordinarily the party making the policy demand typically gets blamed. However, in this era of Trump, with the president himself saying a lot of good can happen in a shutdown, Roosevelt threatening to run wild and massively lay off federal employees, this could boomerang back on Republicans. But
Absolutely, family. What the Republican Party don't understand, you have the presidency, you have the Senate, you have the House. And the only reason why the government is shut down is because they needed 3 votes from the Democratic side for the budget. The Republicans are willing to have the government shut down over health care insurance. That's all the Democrats wanted. Slide in the money for the health care so the American people come 2026 won't be hurting. It's bad enough we're dealing with high gas, high food. Now you finna hit us with health care? Down in the comment section, family, please post your comment. Because as I continue to think about this, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Them Republicans are cold pieces of work. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, to be honest with you, the only reason why she jumped over the fence is because it's affecting her house. Typically, most Americans don't care until it affects you.